Good morning, listeners. Welcome back to the Morning 4 on YouTube. I'm your host, Katie Parsons, and welcome to our bonus content for today, Thursday, October 31st, Halloween 2019. These Thursday thoughts are available here on the YouTube channel and also wherever you normally listen to audio. So Apple Podcasts, Google Play, Spotify, wherever else you listen, even morning4.com, you'll be able to hear the audio to this. If you're listening to the audio but can't see me and want to check it out on YouTube, just head to YouTube and search the Morning 4 podcast and you'll be able to find it. You can always tune in on Mondays and Thursdays on YouTube for some special bonus content. So hopefully you're having a great week so far. Every Thursday I kind of share thoughts on things that have just kind of like stuck with me. Something that maybe someone said to me or a quote I read or an article I read that just I can't shake. It just kind of sits there. And I've really been pondering or thinking about it. And I feel like things like that are usually somewhat universal, right? If something is weighing on me, then perhaps it's also weighing on someone else, which is the whole point of these Thursday thoughts. So this week, it comes from a quote I read in one of my planners. And it's from Steve Jobs. And here's the quote. "Your time is limited. Don't waste it living someone else's life." Steve Jobs. Now, this really hit me hard because I have been on a journey really since January 1st. I don't really make New Year's resolutions, but January 1st last year, I found myself sitting on an airplane by myself. I have a wonderful husband. I have 5 children. First day of the year, 2019, I'm alone on an airplane flying up north to see my mother, who is, at the time, we weren't sure where she was, but we've now learned that she's in moderate Alzheimer's disease. She's only 66 years old. And my brother, my younger brother, was in jail. They both live in the same town. He's been in and out of addiction for years. And I remember thinking, January 1st, right? This is the clean slate. This is the optimistic day. This is the day that everyone thinks they can lose 30 pounds and get a raise at work and get their house organized. This is that day. But here I am without the people I love most, sitting here by myself on an airplane, getting ready to go home and see other members of my family. And I wasn't resentful about that, but I was kind of struck by the irony of that. And so I sat there and I thought, how can I make these circumstances great, right? They're not great from the outset, but how can I still have an amazing year and how can I help so that they can have amazing years? And I just kept thinking of the phrase Invincible Summer. I just kept thinking, I don't know the phrase exactly off the top of my head, but despite all the darkness and the cold outside, within my heart lived an invincible summer. And that's kind of been something I've been repeating in my mind all year. And so one of the things I thought when I was on that trip and had a great time with my parents and my brother and my mom is doing as well as can be expected. She's got the medication she needs to feel good. And so that's been great. My brother is doing excellent, staying sober, and doing well for himself and his family. Just a quick update there. But I really thought to myself, life is short, right? Life is so fleeting. And this invincible summer, this how am I going to stay upbeat, is to focus more on the things that really matter to me, the things that I'm passionate about, the things that I want to accomplish in my life. And so when I saw that quote from Steve Jobs in my planner just last week, after I've been on this recently traveling with a movie that I've gotten to kind of on the outskirts help with, it really hit me hard. Am I doing those things that I'm really wanting to do, that I'm really passionate about? Obviously in my own life, there's a little bit of I feel like I'm on a clock a little bit because my mother's dementia and her mother had dementia. And so I think, maybe I don't have 80 years to do all that I want to do. Maybe I don't have 90 years. Maybe I don't have 70 years. Maybe I don't have 60 years to do all that I want to do. So what am I not doing yet? And so I've really been dusting off some of my creative writing pieces, my screenplays, my novels, my how-to books. I'm writing a book about freelance writing and saying, these are the things I want to write. And I love my clients. I love everyone that I work for. I love all the other organizations I'm involved with. But am I doing enough to not live someone else's life and to live my life and to keep that invincible summer in my heart and to feel like I'm doing everything I've done to live my best life. And so that quote really struck me this week, and I wanted to share it with you because maybe there are things that you're doing in your life that you're just going through the motions. You don't really like it. Maybe it's just to make money. Maybe it's just to waste time. Maybe you have no idea why you're still doing this task or that task because you've just always done it. Well, I would advise you to reanalyze that. You don't even have to quit the things you're doing if you don't want to, but are you doing enough for yourself? Are you doing enough to live your best life? Invincible Summer, to do what you need to do to be the best you. And that at the end of your life, or maybe not in the case of dementia or something like that, your life hasn't ended, but at the end of when you're able to keep accomplishing those things, have you done enough? Have you done everything you wanted to do? So think about that this week. Think about the areas in your life that you're doing for someone else. And I don't mean your family. I don't mean your spouse. I don't mean your kids. That is incredibly valid. There's probably some areas we could all reassess there a little bit, right? But I don't mean that. I mean these other outside obligations that just tend to stack up in our lives. Where are you doing those things that you really need to cut those out? Or to add in more of what you're doing so that proportion is a little more equal? Think about that this week. Those are my Thursday thoughts. You can always email me at morning4podcast@gmail.com. That's in the show notes here on YouTube and on the audio version. I would love to hear your own stories. I would love to hear how maybe my thoughts today have kind of made you think about your own life or what you might be going through. And I'll see you back here again on YouTube on Monday. And then I'll be on the Morning 4 again tomorrow morning, Friday, audio only, morning4.com. Thanks a lot, listeners. Have a great day.